Johnston Seed Company, Growing With Us episode. We're getting, it's middle of July right now, and so it got me to thinking about we probably need to start talking a little bit about alfalfa. The one that I am going to talk about mainly today is our Good as Gold alfalfa. It's a conventional, not a Roundup Ready variety. We've had it for several years. So I'm not going to talk a little bit about the specifics, but mainly some things that as a producer looks at varieties, you see terms that you may or may not know. So I just thought I'd get started with that. The most important thing, if we're considering alfalfa, is for sure have a soil sample done. There may be some red flags to where you may say, well, maybe I need to wait another year. The pH is so critical in establishing an alfalfa stand. You have a crop that's, could be out there 7 years. So there's some things you need to consider and do before establishing a long-term crop like that. When producers look at all the fact sheets or text sheets for alfalfa, there's some terms on there, and I thought I'd explain about 3 of them that seem to be on every one of them. The first one is the fall dormancy rating, and kind of to explain that, the taller alfalfa grows in the fall, the less dormant it is. Dormancy scores will range from 1 to 11, with 1 being the most dormant. To survive winter, alfalfa undergoes a acclimation period in late summer, and that's usually triggered by falling temps, shorter days. Some alfalfas will want to keep growing taller. Some alfalfas will want to stay short and store up nutrients and carbs and proteins in the root system to survive winter better. So that's where that rating comes from. Good as Gold has a fall dormancy rating of 4, which is middle of the road, still a great dormancy rating. Another thing on text sheets you'll see is the WSR, sometimes given as a WSI, and that's the Winter Survival Index or Winter Survival Rating. Varieties with a score of 1 display little or no winter damage, and those with severe damage are given a WSR of 6, which are the most susceptible to winter kill. So what that kind of tells me as a producer, and probably not as critical in the southern states as the northern states, say Minnesota or Wisconsin, but if I was in Minnesota or Wisconsin, I'd look for a WSR of 1.5 and a fall dormancy score of 4. So the winter survival rating or index for Good as Gold is 1.7. So I can really grow this as far north as I want and not be concerned about damage to that hay. Another index that's given in text sheets is the DRI, which is the disease resistant index. It's a scale to measure resistance to 6 diseases in alfalfa. Those diseases are anthracnose, Aphanomyces, race 1, which is a root rot, bacterial wilt, fusarium wilt, Phytophthora root rot, and verticillium. Each disease is graded on a 5-point scale, 5 being the most resistant. So you have a possible score of 30, and actually Good as Gold rated a 30. So it has a good disease package with it. One thing that used to be on text sheets was resistance to spotted alfalfa aphid. And from my experience, I see it sometimes on there, but from my experience in the field, around August, September here in north central Oklahoma, if we are dry, we start seeing spotted alfalfa aphids. And a variety may be rated, but I ended up having to spray a lot of those fields too. And why that is so critical is spotted alfalfa aphids can do tremendous damage to not only the growth that's there, but it seems if numbers get large enough, they put toxicity in the plant, and I'll feel the effects of it for several years or the full life of the stand. We recommend the Good as Gold to be planted at 15 to 20 pounds per acre. It's pre-inoculated, and it does have an apron fungicide treat on it also for emergence, depending on how long the seed will lay there, so you're protected against fungicide there. We expect it to run around $205 for a 50-pound bag. If you have any questions or comments and we can help you with your alfalfa selections, please give us a call at 800-375-4613 or email us at johnseed@johnstonseed.com.